field as you were, Jack, and it's fantastic condition. There shouldn't be any excuses at all today because it's not hot. It's perfect for football. We're going to today have to watch the special teams because last year that was one of the problems that Pemberton had. And let's see what happens, what they are capable of doing this year.
Well, the Hornets have won the toss and elected to receive, so Pemberton will begin the 1988 season with the football. And we'll see right away whether the Pemberton offense can execute the way, of course, the coaches dream about executing in the first ball game of the year. You know, you talked a little bit about Derek Foster, and I think that's a big key, George, this afternoon. You know, the Hornets will rise and I think fall this year on not only those two big guns that Parentozzi talked about, but also on Foster, who has a lot of responsibility as a second-year quarterback in the Wishbone offense. All right, we're ready to begin the football game here from Pemberton Township High School. Number 1, the Vineland Clan against the Pemberton Township Hornets, and we're off with 1988 football. Dave Quaker picks it up for Pemberton at the 5-yard line. Quaker right up the middle is hit and down, and the Hornets will begin at the 30-yard line.
You know, you're talking about Derek Foster. If you remember, before Derek was quarterback, Andrew Ward was quarterback, and his first year with the Wishbone was very difficult. In his second year, he really came on, matured. Now, this is Derek's second year at the helm of the football team, and let's see whether he matured the same way that Andrew did when he was quarterbacking.
All right, the coaches said to probably look for a run here to start the ball game at Irv Smith's way, and they do it. Irv unfortunately missed the block, and the man that he missed the block on, number 15, Ernie Bernhardt, was the guy to come up and make the tackle. That play designed to be blocked by Irv, and Bernhardt that time just avoided him.
Well, he just ran right past him, and Melvin, of course, didn't get an opportunity to turn the corner, and as a result, he only gained 1 yard.
It'll be 2nd and 9 for Pemberton Township. As we begin, 2nd and 9. Foster with a give right up the middle to Crane, who takes it up close to a first down and gets to about the 39-yard line.
There's nothing more than a simple dive up the middle, and as Coach Pietrozzi pointed out, that's one of the keys to stopping Pemberton is stopping Darnell.
They mark it at the 38, so it'll be 3rd down and 2. Rob Hubble into the game now as the extra tight end. The Hornets go double tight end in this formation. Foster gives to Arroyo, who's tackled at the line of scrimmage. Picks up little if no gain, and it'll be 4th down and probably a punt here. For Pemberton Township, it goes 1, 2, 3 and out on their first series.
Well, there's a good penetration on the part of number 43, Willie Hart. He was in there so fast that Melvin didn't have a chance to get off the gun at all.
So we'll see the first punt. At least they'll set up for the first punt of the 1988 season. Derek Foster is the punter. Foster averaged 36 yards a kick last year and is standing at his own 25. The kick by Foster is not a very good one, end over end and straight up in the air. It'll take a Pemberton bounce, and the Hornets will down it at about the 25-yard line.
That's about a 35-yard punt. And the thing about it is that there was no return. That's a good play. We got a good bounce on that, Jack.
We'll have to see how Vineland comes out offensively. I asked the coach how he would start today, whether he'd start Navier or the Wishbone. He said, it depends on where we are. Looks like the Bone to start. Viso, the quarterback, and he gives it straight ahead to the fullback.
Number 40, Buckaloo carry.
John Buckaloo with a carry and just across the line of scrimmage. Well, at least in the Wishbone, George, Pemberton ought to see an offense that they're at least familiar with. I don't know whether that helps or hurts.
Well, at times it's supposed to help you, but that's not always the case.
Well, you got to remember, too, the Hornets don't see that many Wishbones, at least defensively, around this league. Pemberton, one of the few teams to run it. 2nd and 8 for the Clan. Another handoff, this time to the running back, and with running room is number 23, William Hicks. Hicks, a first down and more. He had to be caught there by Kamal Pegram from behind.
A nice hole. Good blocking up front on the part of the Vineland offensive line, and he just wended his way right through for a big gain.
It'll be first down for the Clan across their own 40 at the 42. All running so far from Vineland. Second man through again, this time number 24, Kevin Hart. Hart picks up nearly 5, and so far running room, George, for the Clan.
Yes, but they're getting excellent blocking from their fullback. And they're kicking out that linebacker, and you can pick up 5 yards at a clip. You're going to keep that ball away from Pemberton the entire ball game.
So again, we'll look it over. He comes to the line of scrimmage, second and about 6. It's another handoff. This time, Hicks doesn't have quite as much running room as he did before, picking up maybe about a yard on the play.
It was good penetration on the part of Billy Paul, and was able to stop Hicks before he could get started.
They're down in 5. The Clans come to the 48-yard line. Could see our first pass of the afternoon. No, it's a pitch. And it goes to number 24, Kevin Hart. Hart's got running room around the right side and picks up the first down easily.
Again, it was he didn't handle the pitch well, but he controlled it. And what happened is that the Pemberton end got pinched in, and as a result, he was able to go around. Hart was able to go around the end for a big gain.
We do have here's a replay coming up for you. Take a look at it.
You see, he'll get pinched in right there. He'll get pinched in, and he's able to go outside.
Back to live action. First down for the Clan, and that's just a fullback give inside. Kevin Hart again with the carry, gets maybe a yard and a half. It'll be second, call it 8 for the Clan. Pemberton received this ball the ball to start this ball game. They went 1, 2, 3 and had to punt. The Clan started on their own 25 and have marched now into Pemberton territory with the ball sitting at the 43. An official's timeout here. And it looks like a Vineland timeout.
Now, the official said it was his timeout there, just checking something over on the other sideline. Now they're back. Ball's in play again.
Clock is running. 6:33 to play here in the first quarter of play. No score. Take a look at the Pemberton bench. It's been all on the ground so far, and they stay there. Hart with the run over the right side, and so far, George, Kevin Hart having plenty of running room along that right side.
Yes, and that end is being handled out there by Vineland, and as a result, Hart is able to turn the corner and get downfield.
Take a look at it.
Again, you see there, they're double teaming the end over there, and as a result, Hart is able to get around the corner.
The end on that side, number 64, Tom Wall. Again, we've got some kind of delay here.
Vineland just called a timeout, Jack.
No, they didn't. Here we go again. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but
I know the quarterback signaled for a timeout, but then I guess they changed their mind.
There you see head coach Bill McDowell in his 16th year with the Pemberton Township Hornets. Big down here for Pemberton. 3rd and 4. Ball on the 38. Viso with the pitch. There's a flag on the play. They give it to Hart. Hart is tackled by Hubble. We've got 2 flags on the play, and we'll have to wait and see for the official call. Now remember, our official today is wearing a microphone, so you'll get the call as the folks do here and as they hear it on the sidelines. Steve Egbert, the official today.
I think the first flag was
they're talking it over with Pemberton,
in motion,
so it would
and the second one I think was holding.
Right,
Jack.
it would indicate to me that it would have to be against the Clan, and it looks that way. We'll have to wait for the official call. Here's a look at the replay. Let's see if we can pick up anything here.
There's a holding call. I mean, possibly a holding.
Looked like
Or
a
a
hold
clip.
maybe on 53 or perhaps a clip. But the officials are marking it off. There you see our official, Steve Egbert. Well, now you see Coach McDowell. And here comes the call for you.
What was that number? 53. 5-3, White with a hold, third.
So you were correct on that call, George. Was a hold on number 53, and so we go back to third down and just about 10 to go now for Vineland. This time they set up in the veer with the two backs. And Viso looking to throw. Got time on the right side. Sideline, it's complete, out of bounds inside the 40, but not enough yardage for the first down. Buckaloo with the catch, George, and I'll tell you, they continue to have room on that right side, and they've been going exclusively to the right side.
Yes, they haven't. They've only come to the one side once when Hicks got his 15-yard gain on the very first or the very second play from the line of scrimmage by Vineland.
So here it is, fourth down. The Klan obviously with confidence in their running game. Ball on the 38, fourth and about 5 or 6 to go. They're going to go for it here early in the ball game. Again, just two backs. Viso this time comes left. He's looking to throw. He puts it up and deep. Rich Gross is there with a coverage, and Gross intercepts the ball down at the 4-yard line. Well, George, it's good to have the ball, and it's good to defend, but in that case, Vineland will trade that because that's as good as a punt for them.
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely. And I guess Gross just a little anxious. He was in perfect position. And Viso threw it up there. There you are. He's getting good protection. Steps up, throws, but not enough distance, and Gross in excellent position to make the interception.
Gross would have been better off that time, however, George, just knocking the ball down. Pemberton would have had the ball up inside, just inside the 40-yard line. Instead, they start deep in their own territory at the 5. First down and 10. Foster with a give to Crane, who's got room, and just tripped up at the last second there by number 40, John Buckaloo.
And that's exactly what it was. He was just tripped up because Darnell had another blocker in front of him, and if he was able to get past Buckaloo, he was gone. You'll see this now.
Gain for Darnell, who's getting room, George.
There you see now. There's the blocker right there at Irv Smith. Was there to block, and if he got past Buckaloo, he was gone.
Not a bad blocker to have in front of you either. After a gain of 8 by Crane, it's 2nd and 2. Foster keeps the ball this time and will cross the 15-yard line. That'll be a first down for Pemberton, their first down of the ball game. Vineland has controlled the ball for much of this first quarter. Pemberton with only 3 downs on their first possession. And the clock continues to roll here as it's been all on the ground, just 3:50 and running here in the first quarter.
Yes, and it's no way to break in a new scoreboard to have the other team control the football.
We'll try to get a shot of that brand new scoreboard here. Here's the pitch to Arroyo. He's got room out in front of him. Gould with the block.
That time, Irv Smith threw a super block on the inside, enabling Melvin Arroyo to get around the corner and make a big gain. Now, you'll see this now. You'll see this block by Irv Smith. You won't be able to see it, but you can see in the replay that Derek Gould was out in front to give him help downfield.
Another good gain for the running game of Pemberton. 5 yards for Arroyo. It'll be 2nd and 5. All on the 22. There's that little spin trap. And just driving straight ahead with the ball that time is Arroyo. It'll be another first down.
See, Jack, that's one of the things that Vineland coach was concerned about was the size of Pemberton offensive line. And that time that's tremendous surge and drove the Vineland team back.
1st and 10 for the Hornets. Ball on the 29. Again, that spin trap this time to Crane. Crane gets tripped up in the backfield that time. Talked a little bit about Vineland's experience, George. They are starting 11 seniors on offense, 10 seniors on defense with 1 sophomore. So they've got some experience out on the field today.
Quite a few of them are going both ways, so we'll see how that develops as the game goes along.
2nd and 8. Foster keeps it. He turns it upfield and will only pick up maybe about 2 yards on the play.
I'll tell you right now, Vineland is covering that option play by Foster, Jack, extremely well. They have a man on him and have a man keying on the pitch man. So Vineland's playing a good defense right now.
Well, again, George, like Pemberton, Vineland's seeing an offense they're familiar with. So both teams not being fooled at all by the type of offense they see today. Quick give inside, and they tried to get Crane on a 3rd down and about 6. And that thing goes nowhere. And again, the Hornets will stall. They started on their 5, got it out to the 35. Kept it on the ground there, George, on a 3rd and 7.
Well, no, as we pointed out before the game, Jack, when you have a weapon like Irv Smith, you've got to go to him.
Well, and I think the coaches realized that. I'm not sure what the call was there, but I'll tell you one thing. That was a situation where they maybe felt that Crane had it. Now Foster's in trouble and he'll have to run for it. He's looking to throw. Foster gets it away and gets it to Crane. Crane up past the 50. We've got a flag on the play. Crane will be knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line, but a flag on the play, and we'll have to wait for the call.
Linemen downfield.
Yeah, I can
There's
almost
too many. There were linemen downfield. They were already down there, yep.
Well, in on the play quickly was number 84, Joe Crescenzi, the big 6'2" defensive end. And Crescenzi was right on top of Foster. Foster didn't have a chance to punt. And this will be a big, big break for Vineland, at least, as they'll have to field another punt.
Jack, no one touched the end on this side, number 84. No one touched him at all, and as a result, he was right back there in Derek's face, and Derek had to improvise, and which he did. But as a result of that, a flag was thrown, and now we'll see what develops.
Steve Egbert will have the call.
Ineligible downfield, Green, 4th down.
All right, so that's not a loss of down, obviously. It's only a loss of down if you have too many people on the field. The ineligible receiver will just push you back and make you punt it again. So not the worst, because Pemberton at least will get a chance to punt it.
You'll see 84 goes right back, and Derek didn't have a chance at all. Now, by this time, of course, the linemen have released, and they are all, look at all the linemen are downfield. You can see it down there easily on the screen.
Back to live action. Here's the punt. This time they pick it up, and Foster shanks it. The ball will go out of bounds at the 45-yard line. It'll be a 15-yard punt for Derek Foster.
Like we said at the start of the ball game, last year one of the problems, one of the weaknesses for Pemberton was the special teams. And so far today, that has been a major problem.
Down to a minute to play here in the first quarter, as this quarter has moved along very quickly. And Vineland has had great field position. 1st and 10 on the 45. Turns the other way. Missing the tackle was Tom Wall. The end was in quickly. But that time, Hart bounced right off a wall and picked up the additional yardage of about 3. They marked the ball at the 43, so it'll be a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Clock running, inside of 35 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Viso with the pitch this time to Hicks. Hicks is caught in the backfield, and twice in a row now, 2 times in a row, big number 64 Tom Wall has been there for the Hornets, George.
Yes, he had excellent penetration, like we stated in the first, the quarter's almost over, but watch how he gets in there now. Watch out now, he's there. Poor block on a part of the fullback, number 40, Buckaloo, and Wall was in there, but, that's the end of the first quarter, Jack.
And it has been a very fast quarter indeed. A quarter of ball control, which we didn't think we'd see, at least for the Pemberton side of thing, and a quarter of field control, as both teams kept the ball in their respective ends. Vineland with a great field position. Pemberton has been in trouble. A quick first quarter. We'll be back with more action on Channel 15. The score after 1 quarter of play. The Pemberton Township Hornets nothing. The Vineland Clan nothing. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a moment.
You know, there's nothing I like.
As the Clan quickly, after the quarter change, down inside the 40-yard line at the Hornet 34. Again, Viso this time with the second man through. It's Hart, straight ahead. Vineland hasn't passed much, George, but they're 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and that last one, while we were in the break, a very big one.
Yes, Crescenzi made a nice move, and he got in between the zone, and the pass was laid in there beautifully, and he was able to pull it down.
2nd and 7 for the Clan. The ball on the 32-yard line. Quarterback Viso with a long count this time, and here's the snap. Again, it's a run. They go to the left side this time. William Hicks with the ball carrier.
Carry to the right side of that defensive line, stacking up the play. After a gain of about 3 or 4 yards.
They've been having trouble going on through the left side of the line, Jack. Most of their big gains have been through the right side. Vineland's right side.
Right, the left side of the Hornet line. That's the wide side of the field. They've been doing a lot of running to that short side. This time they look to pass and play action. They give it to Hart, who steps over a man.
Hart again, carry, on the right side.
Well, I don't know who hit number 15, but number 15, Llewellyn Graham for Pemberton was just crushed. And we'll see this on the replay. We'll see number 15 is just going to get crushed. Now I can't see him. He's the one who was down on the ground, but he was crushed, and as a result, they were able to make a good gain.
It'll be 4th down for the Clan, but it's 4th and about 3, so another big down here for Vineland. Here it is. Viso brings him up. 4th and 3 that gives straight ahead, and Pemberton has stopped it. They went that time straight ahead to the fullback, John Buckaloo, and Pemberton defense that time clogging it up in the middle. And I don't think they've got it, George.
No, they're going for a measurement now, but with my expert eye, I can see that they did not make it. In fact, they're not even going to measure. That was too obvious. Well, that's surprising because they had been gaining well through Pemberton's left side of the line, and all of a sudden they go up the middle, and Pemberton, playing practically a goal line defense, was able to stuff it.
Yeah, that was a little puzzling, George. You figure they'd either swing it to their left side again, or at least go outside the short or long way. Here's Foster, back to pass on 1st down, looking downfield, looking for John Benson, who is double teamed back there by number 15, Ernie Bernhardt, and number 24, Kevin Hart.
They were well covered by Vineland, 2 safeties back there. Benson just sandwiched in between them. That was a surprise call on a part of the Pemberton Hornets, a 1st and 10, deep in their own territory.
So the Hornets try to gamble on the 1st down. Does not work. It'll be 2nd and 10. Ball resting on the Hornet 25-yard line. Fake to Crane. Now the pitch back to Derek Gould. Gould gets a great block from Arroyo and is upfield for about 14 yards as he's knocked out of bounds at about the 40-yard line.
Well, I want to tell you, first of all, Irv Smith just completely destroyed the defensive end, and then Arroyo came around. Now you'll see. Now watch this replay. There, super block right there, and of course Arroyo just knocks the defensive back on his behind, and Derek Gould is able to make a big gain.
Plenty of running room there. 1st down and 10. Crane with the ball, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Crane on the carry for the Hornets. Number 34. Castellini
Vineland's starting to stack the middle now, Jack, and Pemberton's going to have to go outside a couple to loosen them up and then come back with that play again.
No gain there, 2nd and 10. We've got no score of the ball game, 8:50 to play here in the first half. Foster drops straight back to pass. He's looking downfield for Smith, who is open, and he catches it at the 30, and Irv Smith will take it down the field. First touchdown of the year, and one of many that you'll see from big number 84, Irv Smith. A beautiful play there, George.
Oh, super play. Like I said, there isn't a defensive back that can handle him. If there's a defensive back his size, you'll see this. This is perfectly thrown. It's nice blocking back there. And he really lays it up there. And, of course, Irv never breaks stride. Never breaks stride.
And two things on that play, George, that stick out. Number one, what you said. It's a perfect throw. Derek Foster could not have laid it up any better than he did. The second thing is he didn't make Smith break stride, and I'd put my money on Irv Smith speed-wise against a defensive back any day of the week. 6-0 Hornets. Here comes the extra point. It's down. Foster puts it up, and it is good. So with 8:39 to play here in the first half, the Hornets 7, Vineland nothing.
I know, Jack, the thing about it, too, with that is that there was good coverage on a part of Vineland. The safety came over, and I think he mistimed his leap. The pass was, as I said, well thrown, and Irv never broke stride. But here's a boy who is 6'5", who can run extremely quick. He's very, very quick. And most of your defensive backs are 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", and some occasionally some 6-footers. But watch this. Now watch this, people. You'll see he gets nice steps back, plants, throws well. There's two Vineland boys right there. They collided with each other after he made the catch. And, of course, Irv took it right in.
And as I said, one of the things I think that's most impressive, Irv has a lot of attributes. I mean, you could go on and on and on. But I'll tell you, one of the things that is so impressive about Irv is that for 6'5", 225 pounds, he can run like the devil. And, I mean, he is a quick boy for that size. And I think that, along with his physical attributes, his ability to catch the ball, make him, and this is not an exaggeration, one of the premier prospects in America today. And it's just an honor to be able to watch him play this year. As I said on the call, I think that's one of many that we'll see out of him in 1988.
Well, not only that, Jack, but he's a super kid, a super, super person.
Back to action. Foster with a kick, and it's inside the Klan 11-yard line and stuffed out quickly. Return of about 10 yards, and the Klan will start in their worst field position all day at their own 22.
Again, getting back to the touchdown real quick, like Jack, as I said, Vineland defensive backs were right there. It took total concentration on the part of Irv to catch that ball and watch it into his hands and then go on from there and score.
Well, Coach Parentazzi of Vineland, so far pretty accurate in his prediction of the game of what they'd have to do. He said one of the things they'd have to do is to shut down Smith. They don't on that play, and they're down 7-0. Viso, a little confusion there. He ends up fumbling, recovers his own fumble at about the 22, and it didn't look like any of the backs that time wanted the ball.
No, he was very, very lucky that time, and there's the kind of mistake that Pemberton has to capitalize on. See a fumble that deep in Vineland territory, and Pemberton should pick those up.
2nd and about the 11 now for the Klan. Vineland has moved the ball pretty effectively. We're down inside the Hornet 30-yard line, but stall on a 4th down try. Here's Viso rolling out and looking to throw. He turns around and somehow open in between the coverage, same way as he did before, George. Number 84, Joe Crescenzi, just slipping in that zone and making the catch.
Well, all he did was just a nice move downfield and planted, and then went to the out pattern, and Viso put it right in there.
He got in back of Llewellyn Graham and in front of the cornerback to make that play, and as I said, just slipped into the open field and caught it for his 2nd reception of the ball game. We're going to get a measurement here.
Well, he drove number 35, Richard Gross, back. Gross was backpedaling, and then when Crescenzi planted and cut outside. Gross was too far off him, and Viso put the pass right in there. Nice pass, nice catch.
Good enough for a first down for the Clan, so it'll be 1st and 10. You see the ball, nose of the ball, just touching the 34-yard line.
You know, Jack, Viso is 3 for 4 so far in his first half, and he looks good. He looks poised out there.
So far, Vineland probably has moved the ball better than the Hornets have. They've just been able to cash in. Viso gets it away just in time, and he slips the pitch to number 23, William Hicks. Hicks makes it outside, but I tell you, Chris Peel put a lick on Viso.
Well, you couldn't get better timing than that because number 70 really popped him.
I'd say Viso was about a split second away from a loss. Perfect pitch.
He's not that big a boy either, 160 pounds. Number 70, Chris Peel, is about 195 pounds. It is a big hit right there.
2nd down and 7 for the Clan. You take a look at Rich Gross in the secondary. Again, Viso looking to throw, and he's got Crescenzo open on that right side. This time, George, they went the opposite way with that play.
Yeah, it's a Crescenzo again, but he's still making the same move. It's just that the defensive backs are playing way off of him at this moment.
Rich Crescenzi, you just saw him in your screen. 3 catches so far for almost 40 yards. 41 yards unofficially for Crescenzi. And the Clan continue to move the ball. They're near midfield, 1st and 10 for Vineland at the 47-yard line. Long count again, and we've got movement, and I think this time it'll go against big number 72, Milt Morris. The 6'5", 275-pound tackle jumped, I think, on the right side.
Well, I want to tell you something, Jack. He's a house. You can't miss him. When he moves, you cannot miss him.
White.
When he moves, the whole right side of the line moves.
So it'll be 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10. Yeah, it's like a wave, isn't it?
Yep.
Obviously, at 275 pounds, Morris the biggest man on either team. Here's the give to Hicks, who's got plenty of room, breaks into the secondary and is down to the 42-yard line. Big pickup of about 17 yards that time for Bill Hicks.
Good trap blocking up front, and then good blocked downfield, and of course then he put his head down and he got a couple more yards, and when he did that, you'll see this now. Hicks bursts through the line, good block right there. Now he goes down, he puts his head down, and he knocks in and gets a gain 3 or 4 more additional yards.
1st and 10 at the Hornet 42-yard line. Vineland spent a lot of time in Pemberton territory today, every time they've touched the ball, but nevertheless they trail 7-0. Hicks again, left side. This time he's met by that side of the line. Defensive end Tom Wall. Along with Billy Paul and Rob Hubble on the tackle.
You know, Jack, this Hicks impresses me. He's got good speed and plus power.
Well, so far the Vineland running game has been very successful. I think if you're Vineland, you still got to feel pretty good about this ball game. Even though they're down 7-0. Ball on the 40, 2nd and 8. Viso rolling to the right, looking to pass. He floats one up and out of bounds. And a pretty good play that time for them to come right outside and make the play. I'm stuttering a little bit because I think we lost a cameraman on that play as Fred Wilson, our shoulder mount camera, was taken out as that ball went way out of bounds and came right at him.
Yeah, well, there's good pressure on Viso that time, and there's good coverage downfield on Crescenzi, so I'll tell you, that's smart, throwing the ball out of bounds the way he did.
3rd down and 8 now for them. Here's a little delay. jumping around the line and getting about 5 yards on the play was Kevin Hart.
He showed good power also. Those two boys right there, if you look at Kevin Hart and you look at Hicks, solid legs. Now you'll see this now. It's good, little delay, good blocking right up front, and he puts his head down and he gains an additional 3 yards.
Chris Peel, number 70, who you saw blocked out of that play, is shaken up and has to leave the game. I'm glad to report, however, that our cameraman, Fred Wilson, is not shaken up. Good thing the boss, Tom Bauer, who was running the camera earlier, wasn't on that. We might have been carrying him off on a stretcher. Another 4th down for the Klan. They give it to Hart, juggles through the line, and he may be short again, George.
Yeah, he is. He did not make it.
2 consecutive times on 4th down opportunities, they've gone straight up the gut. Kind of puzzling.
Yeah, it is puzzling because they have been, as I said, making gains to either one side or the other side, and up the middle they've just been stuffed most of the first half.
By either team, Pemberton coughs it up. That's one of the things that Coach Mack said he didn't want to do, and Vineland takes over 1st and 10 on the 34. It's Kevin Hart with maybe about 3 yards on the play, gets down to about the 30. 3:45 and counting down here in the first half of play. Pemberton leads at 7-0 on a 61-yard touchdown catch by Irv Smith.
Well, I'll tell you, Jack, outside of that catch by Irv Smith, we have not been moving the ball that well. Vineland has been controlling it extremely well this entire first half.
As you can see, we're experiencing a few technical difficulties because of the camera difficulties that we had earlier. We've got flags on the play. Let's see if we can pick up the call from our referee, Steve Egbert.
False start, White. 2nd down.
So Vineland again caught jumping. So far, the penalties have been going against Vineland. And as you said, George, between those and just the missed opportunities of stalling on 4th down, they've had great field position, but haven't been able to cash it in. 2nd now and about 14. Viso drops back. He's looking to throw this time. Got protection. Now waits at the last section, throws it away, and nearly intercepted there by number 33, Earl Poole. The pass was intended for number 40, John Buckaloo.
And that time, that was a very, very unwise decision on the part of Viso. He saw the green shirts coming in on him and threw a very weak pass, and Poole almost made the interception.
Viso again just narrowly missing being sacked. Hornets almost had the quarterback for a loss of about an additional 8. 3rd down now, 3rd and 13. Ball at the 36. They need to get to about the 24 for a 1st down. Again, a pass play. Viso gets it away. Crescenzi again is open, short of the 1st down, but the pass is complete down at the 27-yard line. George, these passes, they're not trying to beat anybody or come up with a big play, but they're just nibbling away with those short little routes, and Crescenzi's done a good job of running them.
Oh, yeah, it just runs the same pattern. He run the same pattern on one side of the field, and then he does the same thing on the other side. You'll see him go down. You'll see 84 go down, and then he sees it. Now he plants, and there the defensive backs are about 5 yards off of him, and he goes out, and Viso hits him right on the numbers.
Timeout called. 2:39 remaining here in the first half of play. The Pemberton Township Hornets with a 7-0 lead.
There's only one real issue in this year's race for freeholder and surrogate. Who can best guide us through Cumberland County's growth? The answer is clear. Incumbent freeholders Jim Quinn and Bill Biondi.
Another one here, 4th down and about 5 this time with the ball on the 27.
Well, I'll tell you, Jack, if they go up the middle again, I think the coach then has to say, hey, wait a minute. There's Mitch Lucas, assistant coach. After talking to the defense, I think we just might see a option pass, play action pass off on this down, Jack.
As we said, 4th down and about 5. This is the 3rd time that Vineland has been faced with a 4th down conversion. They have been unsuccessful so far. 4th down and 5. Big play coming up here. Viso, this time they swing it wide. It's the Kevin Hart, caught in the backfield by Chris Peel. And another big defensive play by the Hornets.
Excellent defense. Excellent defensive play by the Hornets. Peel really, no one blocked Peel. He just came right in. And now you'll see this now. You'll see. No one touches Peel at all. He just comes right in. See, he just slid right off the block. And then the whole host, he held him up, and the whole host of Pemberton tacklers was able to stop Hart.
Well, George, for all that Crescenzi's done right today, he did not block very effectively that time. The tight end has got to contain that end long enough for them to get outside, and Crescenzi didn't do it. Foster spins around. They come the opposite way. They give to Gould. He is stuffed in the backfield there by number 40, John Buckaloo, the linebacker coming up to make the hit. They say he gets back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the carry. 2nd down and 10. We're in the closing moments of this first half. 1:45 and running down. Hornets lead it 7-0. Foster looks around, drops back, and then goes straight up. Foster with running room, dives outside. You know what, George? That play didn't develop very well because Foster ran right up the heels of Darnell Crane.
Yes, that's all it was a quarterback delay. And still he gained about 7 yards on that.
Now let me ask you this. In that case where you're running up the fullback, and we'll see it again, does Foster not delay long enough?
No, he's got to delay just a little longer, a little split second longer.
You can see that the inside, which was open, got blocked off, and then Foster had to break it outside. 3rd and 4. Foster back to pass. Got Crane open over the middle. It's a 1st down. Crane runs over 2 or 3 people still on his feet down to the 41-yard line. Big reception, and then a great run by Crane.
Yes, and he is, like, as we stated, tough to bring down. A hard, tough runner. Extremely hard, tough runner to bring down, and that time proved that he just ran over people.
All right, with 56 seconds left, the Hornets will call a timeout. Boy, what a great job that time by Darnell Crane to not only catch the ball, but then just simply run over people. And a good job that time by Foster, George, because he found Crane, who is a secondary receiver on the play.
Yeah, they were putting a lot of pressure on him, and there was good coverage downfield. Darnell just slipped out of the backfield, and Foster was able to pick him up and take it down. Of course, as I said, he ran over a couple people and went for about 20 yards.
I don't know exactly, and I may be incorrect in saying this because I wasn't really watching this part of the play. But Irv Smith, that's a similar play that the Hornets burned Vineland on the 61-yard touchdown pass to Smith. I'm not sure whether he was the intended receiver as you take a look at our new scoreboard with 56 seconds left. But nonetheless, Foster didn't see anything there, and a good job of finding that secondary man.
There was excellent coverage downfield, Jack. They had Irv double teamed. And so Darnell was able to slip right into the open area.
Hornets in Vineland territory at the 41, 1st down and 10. Foster rolls left, keeps it himself, straight up the middle, and Foster gains about 7 yards on the play. Derek's run the ball well today in the times that he's tried to carry. And another Pemberton timeout. That's the 2nd Hornet timeout, George, and I think when you're talking about 49 seconds to go, you'd like to see Foster cut out to the sideline rather than cut it up the field.
Yes, if we're gonna run any pass patterns now, I would call a few sideline pass patterns now, so that if we do make the catch and we can't go downfield, then get outside to stop the clock.
Hi, I'm Carl Christian.
We'll see what kind of call is being made. This is a crucial for both Pemberton and Vineland. Vineland has to stop Pemberton.
And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Hornets action. to Crane, and they're going to go with a hurry-up offense. No huddle here. Crane is down, getting up slowly. 45 seconds and running down here in the first half. Pemberton goes without a huddle. Obviously, in the timeout, they called 2 plays. First one was that fullback up the middle. Now with a first down at the 28. Foster bumps into somebody, gets rid of the ball, and good defensive play that time by number 11, Robert Haydick, as Smith was open on the sideline, and Haydick tipped it away.
Yeah, but there was a trouble on the play from the start, because Foster going back bumped into his man in the backfield, and he had pressure from number 23, Hicks. And so he had to get rid of the pass quicker than he had to.
Yeah, I think what may have happened on that play, too, George, is it looked like one of the guards was pulling on the offensive line, and I think that's who Foster tripped over. Maybe it was the center coming around the block, but whatever. He got mixed up right off the snap, and that play never really had a chance to develop. 2nd and 10, clock stopped with 36 seconds to play. Ball still on the 28. Foster has time, now has to flush out of the pocket. He'll run straight ahead and get down to the 17-yard line, and the Hornets will have to burn their last time out as the clock stops with 28 seconds to play. So Pemberton now, with a first down at the 17, will have to do it all without timeouts in 28 seconds.
And it is a first down. Foster, of course, again, Vineland had excellent coverage downfield, and as a result, Foster will have to improvise. And he's being rushed. Nice move. Made a couple nice moves there, and there he is. He's down there for a first down.
2 plays in a row, George. Foster has felt pressure from number 23, William Hicks, coming in from that right side of your screen. And that time it was Hicks who came around the end and flushed Foster right on out of the pocket. Really didn't have time to throw the ball.
Well, it surprises me to see where Hicks is playing on defense. He's right up in the line. And, of course, on offense, he is a running back. And I thought, looking at him, he's got good size, though. His legs, nice, strong legs. And as I said, a lot of these ball players for Vineland are going both ways, Jack. And we'll see what kind of toll that will take in the second half of the game. Right now, there's a timeout. Coach McDowell has discussed the play with Derek Foster. I'm pretty sure now Pemberton doesn't have any more timeouts.
No, that's it. 3 timeouts used, and here we go. 1st and 10 on the 17. 28 seconds to go. The pitch to Gould, who's got blockers out in front of him. Derek Gould to the 5-yard line, but Gould doesn't get out of bounds, George, and the clock will continue to run. 20 seconds to go.
Well, the clock will stop now until because that's a first down.
That's right, chains.
All right, the chains are moved. All right.
Big gain by Gould of about 10 that time. Call it 12. He's down at the 5-yard line with 20 seconds to play. 1st and goal at the 5 for the Hornets. Foster looking for Smith on the alley-oop, and it's out of bounds. That's a familiar play, but that time Derek just overshot it and threw the ball out of bounds.
Well, I think he was trying to get it to him, but he wanted to ensure that it could not be intercepted, and threw it out of bounds so the clock would stop.
Smith that time had single coverage, George, and it's the matchup that the Hornets wanted. They got that small defensive back, and Irv Smith at 6'4", 6'5", who can really leap up there, and that's a good play on your first try at 1st and 5.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Jack, they've been, Irv's been going down the field and down and out, down and out. I would like to, right now, I would call for one fake out and come straight across the middle.
They almost have to stay in the air, that is, because they only have 13 seconds. Foster again, same play. Smith the alley-oop. It is no good as he's out of bounds. He's out of bounds, but I think, and I don't know whether we'll get a replay, you could almost say, George, that he was shoved out by the defensive backs.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, it looked like one foot was in. Now, if we can see this, he just lays it up in the air. Now, let's see his feet there. I'll tell you what, it looked like
a touchdown.
Yeah, it looked like a touchdown, really and truly.
It looked like a touchdown to us, ladies and gentlemen, as that looked like both feet. We'll take another look at that replay if we can, because that's going to be a disputed call, I think, if the Hornets fail to get it in here. Here it is. Look at it. Now, watch the feet of Irv Smith.
Watch Irv Smith. It looks like, I don't know if they might have been on the line.
That's a touchdown, George. That is a touchdown. 8 seconds to go. Foster, they're going to do it again. Smith this time. He's got a touchdown.
Yep. Nice pass. Super See, again, there isn't a defensive back. There isn't a defensive back that can guard him when you throw it up that high.
Well, and I think the Hornet coaching staff, George, said, look, if you're going to put one guy on him, we're going to do that 3 times in a row, and that time it goes for the big TD. What a great catch by Smith, and I'll tell you, that makes up for what may have been not a great call, because he's there you see the touchdown, and he was in on the first one, but the second one, the Hornets do it 2 times in a row. Do you get 14 points for that or not? I don't know. They don't do it. But with 3 seconds left, the Hornets cash it in again. Here comes the extra point. Foster to attempt it. It is up, and it is no good as it misses that right post. So Hornets fail to convert the extra point. We'll have to see if that has any effect. But for right now, with 3 seconds left, Pemberton is struck here at the end of the first half to go up 13-0.
Well, I'll tell you, Jack, we'll see what happens at halftime, because this could be very demoralizing for Vineland. Vineland moved the ball up and down the field the entire first half and had opportunities to score, and yet couldn't put the ball into the end zone. And then bingo, all of a sudden you get one long scoring pass to Irv Smith for the first touchdown, and then they moved down the field with just a couple minutes to go and put it in with 3 seconds to go.
Well, George, this is very similar to what happened to Vineland last year at their place. A scoreless first half where both teams had problems. Pemberton had turnover problems. Vineland had good field position. They kept moving down the field, but they weren't able to cash in. Pemberton played great defense. And right at the end of the half, they threw a touchdown alley-oop pass to Irv Smith. And as Coach Parentazzi told me on the phone this week, that play, he said, broke their backs last year. And then you've got to wonder, with that in mind, and that is a prelude, what's this with 3 seconds left going to do? 3 straight times they went to Smith, and finally he did it. Here's a short kick picked up by Pemberton. The Hornets recover the kick, and they go down to the 35-yard line, and time will expire, and that'll be the end of it.
They recovered, but they cannot run with it.
That's right. You're right. They cannot run with it.
Yeah.
You are exactly right. You cannot advance that ball.
Yes.
So whatever. Doesn't make any difference. The Hornets recovered the kickoff as it was a low kick that hit a Vineland player. Pemberton recovered, but it makes no difference. We've come to the end of 1 half of play here for Pemberton Township High School number 1. Good first game for Pemberton so far, as they'll go to the locker room with the score that you see. The Pemberton Township Hornets 13, the Vineland Clan nothing. We'll be back with more football. Those folks in the Vineland area on Salmon's Cable Channel 2, so we want to welcome those viewers who are watching us there tonight. 13-0. The Hornets lead it after 1 half of play here at Pemberton Township, and a case, George, of Vineland just not being able to execute when they had to.
Well, I'll tell you, in the first quarter, they dominated play as far as I was concerned. They moved the ball up and down the field. We're in Pemberton territory most of the first quarter and a part of the second quarter. But then when it came down to fourth down execution, 3 times in a row, they were stuffed by the Pemberton defense. And as a result, they came out of that first half without any points. Well, now we'll see what they discussed at halftime, and we'll see what the Vineland team has to do.
Yeah, excuse me, George. I was about to say the Vineland Clan will receive the ball first here in the second half, so that first series could be very important. The statistics, total yardage, Pemberton had 180 unofficially, Vineland with 132. So Pemberton out yardaging them, but Vineland probably with the better opportunities. Mishandled in the backfield there, but then picked up by Vineland's number 23, William Hicks, and Hicks was able to recover a ball that he wasn't quite able to get the handle on at first and take it out to the 25-yard line. And honestly, where the Clan will take over here on 1st and 10, some of the poorer field position that they've had throughout the afternoon. Three backs for the Clan. They give it inside to number 24, Kevin Hart.
I started with the wishbone again, Jack, and we'll see what kind of defensive adjustments were made by Pemberton at halftime. But Vineland was moving the ball using the wishbone in the first quarter, and again, there's a good little gain right there on first down.
Hart had about 28 yards in the first half unofficially. Picks up about 4 there. That'll be 2nd and 6 for the Clan. Viso with a delayed pitch there to Hicks, who's running outside looking for room. Defense came to that side, but that was kind of a slow developing thing, George, and Hicks was able to pick up 3 or 4 yards on the play.
Well, like I said, you'll see this now. They're coming straight at him. The defense is going inside, and Hicks is quick. He is quick and strong, and he gets around the corner, and he gains about 5 yards.
Had to be good blocking on that play because the defensive end on the right side for Pemberton, Tom Wall, was about the last one to get to the tackle. So, you know, he was taken right out of the play, and they ran right at him. 3rd down and 3 for Vineland. Viso, the quarterback, gives straight up the middle to Hicks. Hicks got into the secondary, and it was Lance Wood and Irv Smith to make the tackle on him. And anytime those two guys are involved in the tackle, you know that something went wrong. Big gain for Hicks and a 1st down for Vineland at the 40-yard line.
Good blocking at the line of scrimmage, and of course, like I said, Hicks is a good runner. He cut back and ran over one ball player, and then made a good gain for the 1st down.
Well, Vineland, as we said, I don't think offensive execution was something they harped on because basically they did it all 1st half long. They just weren't able to get any points on the board and have been shut out so far 13-0. Viso rolls right. He's got room, and for one of the rare times, he overthrows the intended receiver that time, number 84, Joe Crescenzi.
Well, I'll tell you again, there's a flag on the play, Jack, but Pemberton was lucky because Crescenzi was open. He was definitely wide open. And again, we're playing very soft in the backfield, the defensive backfield.
Probably a holding call here. We'll wait for the official call from referee Steve.
Number 70, White with a hold.
TJ Patch was caught holding on the play.
It'll be 1st and 20.
But we'd like to make it 1st and 20. Okay.
You heard the conversation going on between Irv Smith, the Hornets captain, and the referee Steve Egbert. Here's another
7-0, White with a hold, 1st down.
So TJ Patch caught holding for the Vineland Clan. You know, George, it was interesting. Coaches told me in the locker room at halftime, defensive coaches, in fact, Mitch Lucas was the one that mentioned to me, their linemen are holding us something awful. First time it's been called today. Viso looking for a pitch, looking to pass, gets it off at the last second, and it's Hicks upfield and near the 38-yard line. Boy, I'll tell you, the last possible second, Viso held that ball. He was being chased down that time by Bob Cephas. Take a look.
Well, I'll tell you, you can't run this option any better than Viso did right there, because he was getting ready to be wrapped up and flipped it off perfectly, and Hicks went down for a big gain on the play.
See the score here in the 3rd quarter. We're just underway in the 2nd half. 10:22 remaining. 13-0 lead. Hornets lead it. 2nd and 14 for the Clan. Viso's being chased out of the pocket, wrapped up and fumbled there. Ball is loose and Pemberton will recover. Oh, that time Viso was being chased, George, and for one of the rare times he had no place to go and had to handle that one by himself.
Yes, there was excellent pressure on him. Now you'll see there's excellent pressure on him by the Pemberton Hornets, but you'll see that this is a tough pass running to his opposite side, and he's holding the ball loosely there, and he was wrapped up, and there's 3 green jerseys right on the ball.
Billy Paul appropriately coming up with the recovery of that fumble. Paul was the one that put all the pressure on Viso. And Paul's the one that came up with it. And Paul in there along with good pressure that time from Chris Peel. Another official timeout here. Pemberton with their first break of the ball game in a sense of turnovers. Hornets turned it over once in the 1st half, gave the ball to Vineland inside their own 30-yard line. The Clan unable to take advantage of it. Now here Pemberton getting one at the Clan 28. I'll tell you, if the Hornets strike here, Vineland will have themselves one uphill climb in this ball game, already down 13-0. Got a timeout, and it looks like Pemberton had a little mix-up going on offense. They kept looking through the sideline. They tried to get somebody else in, and finally Foster said, this is crazy, and the Hornets will have to use a timeout.
Yeah. Looking over to the sidelines, something wasn't right with the call, and then Irv looked over to Coach McDowell and signaled for the timeout. But again, Jack, on that turnover, Viso coming to his weak side and a very tough. It's tough for a right-hander to go to his left and then throw the ball. And plus he was carrying the ball in one hand, and when he was hit, his arms were wrapped up, and of course the ball popped out of his hand, and Pemberton recovered.
Well, one of the toughest things about a play like that, George, is that a quarterback going the opposite way of whatever hand he is, like Viso was going left and being right-handed, needs the time, the extra time to be able to set the feet and throw. And that time wasn't there. He was being chased from moment number one, and we talked about the good play by Billy Paul to put all that pressure on him.
For the Vineland Chiropractic Center, here's Dr. Mike Harvey and associate.
Clock will start on the snap of the ball from 9 minutes and 52 seconds to play here in the third. Foster, the quarterback for Pemberton, goes left, pitches out to Derek Gould. Gould tries to cut through the middle, follows his holes, has got about 12 yards on the carry as he gets down to the 15-yard line. Derek Gould, a lot of people wondering about the name. I don't think there's anything to wonder about. Of course, Derek, the younger brother of a guy who was a great running back here at Pemberton, Octavius Gould, and Derek trying to make a name of his own, and he'll do it if he continues to run like this.
Foster holds the ball, and then Derek makes a cut, leaps over a defender, and then gets downfield for a big gain.
On the times that Derek has run today, he has had tremendous blocking for the people out front, and he got it again there as Irv Smith put the big block on to get him the initial hole, and then the backs in front of him also helped him out. First and 10, 15. The hand back to Crane, and Crane busts ahead the fullback up for about 4 yards.
Good faking on the part of Derek Foster that time. He looked like he was going fake the handoff to Crane up tight, and then fake the pitch, and the defense went with the pitch, and Crane was able to go downfield for a few yards.
John Benson checks into the ball game for Pemberton Township. Benson replacing Ken Longacre, who was in for a play. They send Benson out wide to the right side. Foster looks it over, carries it himself, is running right, being pressured. Now will keep it himself and dive forward, get back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe pick up, I'm sorry, I said the line of scrimmage. He gets down to about the 5-yard line, so he actually picks up about 6 yards on the play.
Now you see this replay, and number 72, the defensive end, is applying pressure, but he's just not quick enough for Derek. Derek gets around the corner, gets hit hard, goes up in the air, and picks up an additional 2 yards.
Don Adams at 6'2", 205, just not able to catch up with the quick quarterback of Pemberton. And Foster was able to come up with the yardage. First and goal from the 5-yard line, maybe just inside the 5-yard line for Pemberton. They give it to Melvin Arroyo. Touchdown, Hornets. Melvin Arroyo with the score.
Hi, I'm Jerry Hart.
Quick, he just ran it the way he was supposed to. Take a look at the TD
Again,
from
now,
Arroyo.
the offensive line did an excellent job on this short drive. Look at them. The white shirts, white jerseys are down on the ground.
The funny thing about it is that Arroyo cut to his left. He could have driven a Mack truck through the hole that was there. So you're right. Good job by the offensive line. And the Hornets take advantage, as we talked about, the turnover, jumping on the Viso fumble from Vineland and taking it in. The 32 yards for the touchdown, capped off by the 4-yard run by Melvin Arroyo. Hornets will go for 2. They missed an extra point earlier, and leading 19-0, they'll set up for 2 and try to get that one back. And we've got a jump. Tom Wall on the right side making the jump. Wall must have had the count mixed up there, George. Here's the call.
False start, Green.
Simple enough. Tom Wall being called for the jump, and Wall will leave the ball game in favor of James Dunn, who's coming in now on that right side.
There's the official's timeout for equipment. Number 77's coming out, Jay Pearson. He's coming out now. I don't look like he was holding his left arm and was hanging down from his side there. Looked like he's in a little pain. Yeah,
Pearson checking out.
Yeah, Lucas is looking at, it's his hand.
In for him.
It's his hand.
Here's Foster now on the 2-point extra try. Foster running right, looking to throw. He finds Arroyo. Good. The 2-point conversion is good.
There's a flag on a play, Jack.
Another
flag on a play, and I think there were linemen downfield.
John Perez was guarding Arroyo, but Arroyo just cut in and kind of curled on him and beat Perez in that very narrow portion of the front part of the
Their alignment
end zone.
downfield on that play, Jack.
But we'll wait now for the official call, and they're going to mark it off. Suddenly this two-point conversion soon will be turned into a
Ineligible
a bomb.
receiver, Green. Try once more.
Like the way that official Steve Egbert put it. Try it once more, right? Maybe the third time will be a charm. Hornets have failed twice on two-point conversions, both being penalized, and we'll give it another try. John Benson splits out wide to the right out of your screen. Irv Smith to the left. The tight formation. Arroyo in motion. Foster goes opposite way to Smith. Two guys on him. He makes the catch. What a great catch by Irv Smith. Double team there, and it was like nobody was there because Irv just went up and got it.
You see, that's great. I mean, there's good defense. The two defensive backs are right there. Now watch this. They're right on him. He's sandwiched in between, but good concentration, excellent concentration, and he bobbled it just a second in and grabbed it before they hit the ground.
Well, George, that's simply the height disadvantage of defensive backs, and that's why the Hornets are just drooling. Unless one of these teams comes up with a defensive back that's going to be about 6'3" or 6'4", teams are going to have problems with that all year long. You know, you got a guy 6'5" and Irv Smith going against a guy like Bill Hicks on that play, who's only 5'8". And I'll tell you, it's tough to keep up with a guy who's just going to simply outleap you, and then the desire to catch that ball is so relevant there too.
You see this again now, Ken, and Derek lays it up well. I mean, he's being rushed, but look at this. It's just great. It's a super concentration, and both Vineland boys were right there.
So with 8:12 remaining, Hornets lead at 21-0 here in the third quarter. Not a very good kickoff as Harper kicks it out of bounds. Damon Harper kicking off instead of Derek Foster there.
Now, looking at these kickoffs and looking at our special teams so far today, I think that this is something that the coaches must concentrate on this week in order to get ready for Holy Cross, because you just can't continue to allow the other team to have good field position time after time after time.
21-0. The Hornets lead it here from Pemberton Township High School #1 in their 1988 debut. We expected a close ball game with this one, and so far it just hasn't been. Close maybe in what the teams were capable or were doing on the field, but it's been Pemberton who's put the points on the board, and after all, that's what counts. Harper, the kickoff short, picked up at the 19-yard line. It's Hicks with the ball, and we've got flags, and I think the reason being is because Hicks was down back out to 19, and once you touch the ground, whether you're touched by a defensive player or not in high school, you are down.
Yeah, his knee was down when he picked up the ball. His knee was down, and that's where they
So they'll start at the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Clan. First down and 10 for the Clan. Viso, who fumbled in the last series and set up a Pemberton scorer, will bring up the offense to the line. The give is to Hicks. The running back tries to come up the middle. One of the things that I'm a little surprised about is, you know, Vineland had a lot of success running to the short side of the field in the first half. In the second half and in the times of crucial plays when they were in 4th down conversions 3 times in that first half, George, they've been trying to get more success up the middle, and I think they got away a little bit from what they were doing at the beginning of the ball game.
Yes, and that's Pemberton's strength. Up the middle, defense is their strength.
In the Veer offense now, give is to the fullback. Buckaloo goes nowhere as caught in the backfield by Tom Wall. Defensive end in quickly to cut Buckaloo down for a loss.
I say one of the concerns about the Pemberton defense was this year was that we're not quick as we have been in the past, and Vineland has some quick backs in Hicks and Hout, and I'm surprised they're not going outside more.
Third down and about 8. Working out of the eye. Viso looking for the pass to the man out of the backfield. Pass was intended that time for number 24, Kevin Hart. Hart couldn't come up with it. It'll be a 4th down in a punting situation.
Well, number 45, Robert Cephas, was applying a lot of pressure on Viso, and he had to release the pass before number 24, Hout could turn around and see the ball.
This will be the first punt of the afternoon for Vineland. That just shows you how they have controlled the football but haven't been able to score it. Robert Haydick, the punter, and a pretty good one, as this will be fielded by Goffney at the 46-yard line. Lester gets a couple of blocks, and he's free. He can juke the moves, and he does. Good return by Lester Goffney, as the Hornets will start inside the Vineland 35-yard line.
And again, Pemberton's going to have excellent field position. Goffney took that back about... You'll see this now. Good hang time by Hayek. And it comes down, and of course, there's a good block by the up man right there, number 40. That is Dave Quaker to free Goffney, and so he could take it downfield.
And it was the punter, Hayek, who had to come up and make the stop for Vineland. That looked like a mix-up, and I think there's a loose ball in the play, and it looks like Vineland has it back, but wait a minute. Pemberton saying they've got it, Vineland saying they've got it, and the Hornets are the ones who recover. Fortunately, coming up with the ball for Pemberton there, number 78, Big Lamont St. Thomas.
Again, a mix-up on the handoff, and Pemberton was fortunate to get the ball back.
Loss of about 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 12. It looked like Foster may have even turned the wrong way on that. He kind of had to do a spin to get back and find Gould, and then the handoff was mishandled, and the offensive lineman coming up with the recovery. Foster keeps the ball. The quarterback looking for room, finding a little daylight, picking up about 7 yards on the play. So the gain of 7 for Foster. It'll be 3rd and 6. 5:25 remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play. I'm Jack Hibbert along with George Gotcha for Pemberton Township High School number 1 season opener for both clubs. Pemberton leading it right now, 21-0. Foster has time to throw, and he's setting. Looking downfield for Benson. It is intercepted in the end zone. Picked off there by number 11, Robert Haydick. Haydick picks it up, and Haydick was about the only one there. I'm going to tell you what happened on that play. John, it looked like George, it looked like to me that John Benson gave up on the route. In other words, watch this now. I don't know whether we'll see Benson. He was on a full sprint, and Foster threw it at that pace. Benson had almost stopped, and then he tried to accelerate, and as you can see, the ball was well overthrown. But that time, not really the quarterback's fault.
I don't know whether John ran around the wrong pattern or stopped his pattern, but Foster laid it up there, and there's only two Vineland players there for the interception.
So the Clan with the 2nd turnover for the Hornets. They don't get it in great field position, though, as they have to start on their 20. Viso rolling to his right, looking for room, and caught there. Once again, his favorite target of the afternoon, number 84, Joe Crescenzi.
And again, it's the same pattern run by Crescenzi, and number 15 for Pemberton, Llewellyn Graham just missed the interception, and 84, with good concentration, was able to make a catch for 9 yards.
Time and time again, he has been slipping inside or just in back of Graham and the defensive back. Fullback gives straight ahead. That maybe picks up a yard, and that's about all they needed for the first down.
Jack, if you notice the second half, Vineland has been coming out with multiple sets now. They've used the bone, they've used the eye, they've used the power eye, just now to confuse Pemberton as much as they possibly can.
First down and 10 for the Clan. They bring the ball to the 30-yard line. Viso keeps it this time and will run. He's got room up across to midfield and knocked out of bounds inside their own 50-yard line, but not before the quarterback Viso picks up about 16 on the play. Good run that time, and one of the few times that we've seen Viso keep the ball.
Yes, and now you see this now. He'll just pull out in the option, gets away from one defender, and goes down along the sidelines. Good blocking, and finally knocked out of bounds after a 16-yard gain.
See a few umbrellas going up here at Pemberton Township High School. They were calling for some light showers, and it looks like it's begun to rain just a little bit. Officials timeout. We've had a bunch of these today.
Well, for a lot of them, this is their first game also, Jack. So you got to get together.
1st and 10. Ball on the 47. Give to Hicks. Make that Hart straight up the middle. Kevin Hart with a gain of about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
There's two nice running backs back there for Vineland. Hicks and Hart are good bookends to work together.
4 yards that time for Hart, and it'll be 2nd and 6. Viso keeps the ball and is crushed and is taken the other way. Dave Quaker picks off the pitch, and this will be a touchdown. Oh, what a bad decision that time by the quarterback, Chris Viso, as he waited till the last second and tried to pitch it as he was going down, and Quaker just picked it clean.
Oh, yeah. Now he's I don't know how he did. He was in his grasp. And Quaker, wide open spaces.
Dave Quaker coming out for this football team as a senior and coming up very big in this first game for Quaker. Picking off the pass and taking it, well, what was the intended pitch, and taking it 47 yards for a touchdown. That's just a poor decision on the part of the quarterback, George. Viso really was almost on the ground when he got rid of that ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, in college ball and pro football, he would be in the grasp.
Yeah,
he
no
would
doubt
definitely
about
be
it.
in the grasp.
Here's a bad snap. Foster will have to improvise. He throws the ball. This is picked off. And coming the other way now and not being able to advance that is Hart. He picked it off, and everybody started running. But take a look at this touchdown now, and a big defensive play. First defensive touchdown
there
of
it
the
is.
year.
See, now in the pros and in college, he'd be in a grasp. He wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't have allowed that to score.
In the grasp isn't the word. 27-0 with 3:30 remaining here in the third quarter, and a big third quarter it's been. As Vineland knew they had to come out, George, and make something happen. They haven't, and as a result of mistakes, Pemberton has put 2 more on the board. And Viso really has had a very poor third quarter, and that's been a big reason why Pemberton is up by the big score.
2 major mistakes, and both by the quarterback, and Pemberton capitalized on it. There we see Pemberton coming out of the huddle. Back deep for Vineland is number 24, Kevin Hart, number 23, Hicks, and number 40, John Buckaloo. It's a shame because, again, Vineland played extremely well that first quarter and part of the second quarter. And then near the end of the second quarter, that pass with 3 seconds to go, that touchdown with 3 seconds to go really put a damper on Vineland's.
Harper kicks it off, and again it's Hicks picking it up at the 20 and being tackled as he comes across the 30-yard line. Number 23, Marlon Martin comes up with a tackle for Pemberton. I'm sorry, I said number 23, make it number 30. Mike Davis coming up with the tackle. Well, you know, you talked about Vineland not being able to execute. I don't think either one of us, after watching this first quarter today, thought this score would be 27-0 either team. Maybe at that point we would have thought maybe Vineland, because they seem to be moving the football. Pemberton did not. All of a sudden, here we are with 3 minutes left in the third, and the Hornets with the big lead. Vineland will probably have to go to a lot of this as the pass is complete and out of bounds is number 40, John Buckaloo. So 2nd down and 8 yards for The Clan.
Visa's been getting a lot of pressure the second half by the Pemberton front line.
Much greater pressure. You're right, George. Here's another pitch, almost late. They give it to Hicks, and Hicks will make something out of this. He's into the secondary, beat about 2 or 3 guys, and picks up about 14 on the play, and will have a first down as he crosses the 45-yard line.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very impressed with this boy. He's a tough, hard runner, and he's got very good speed, very good quickness.
The Hornets have made some replacements on their defensive team, a couple of second-team defensive guys in there right now.
You see good blocking here, and then Hicks will just cut through the hole. Nice blocking there. Again, nice cut back, and he comes down. A couple tackles missed, and he makes about 14 yards.
1st and 10 for the Clan across the 45. Viso looking to pitch. He does get rid of it. And off again and running is Hicks. He crosses the 30-yard line, crosses the 40-yard line, down about the 37-yard line. Another gain of 15 for Bill Hicks. And
this is what we were talking about. Go ahead, Jack.
I was just going to say, we talked about this. You know, the times that they have been outside, they've been successful. Now, all of a sudden, they go back to it. 2 consecutive runs equaling about 30 yards for Hicks.
Yep. Number 15, Llewellyn Graham, got pinched inside, and, of course, Hicks, being the excellent runner that he is, cut to the outside for a good 15 yards.
And an official timeout as Rob Hubble is shaken up on the play, as we've got this injury timeout.
I know sometimes I think it's me, Jack, but I was always taught that you continue to use something until it's not successful any longer, and if they don't stop it, then you keep on using it and keep on using it. Then once they make the adjustment, you can come back with something else. But that's why I couldn't understand why Vineland didn't go outside on their 4th down plays in the first half rather than go straight up the gut.
Well, as a result, or perhaps we'll never know, but at least it remains 27-0 as you see Rob Hubble coming off the field after being shaken up a little bit.
A minute and 36 seconds to go in the 3rd period, and Vineland has desperately got to get on the board.
1st and 10 for the Clan inside the Hornet 40-yard line at the 38. Again in the wishbone offense. This time they give it to Kevin Hart, and Hart had running room on the left side. Gets into the secondary as he gains about 8 yards.
There's good trap blocking on the line by Vineland, and Hart, seeing the hole, went through for a good 8 yards.
I'm noticing that some of those players who were on the second-team defense have now come out. Irv Smith, free safety, checks back in for Pemberton. 2nd about 2 for the Clan. Second man through is Hart. Hart's got plenty of room as he just followed his blocking. Picked up about 5 and has got a first down as he crosses the 35-yard line.
As I said, Jack, I'm very impressed with both Hart and Hicks. I think Vineland's going to do extremely well this year in their conference down in South Jersey.
Well, they usually do. They're very competitive as far as that conference is concerned, and of course they've got a great program, as we mentioned. No reason to believe that won't continue. George, one of the things we didn't mention is that this quarterback, Chris Viso, although he's a senior, is in his first full year at quarterbacking. Here's the pass from Viso to Crescenzi. Crescenzi again, just that short little drop on that right side of the zone, left side of the zone for Pemberton, and another complete and a first down. But Viso, just a first-year quarterback, you got to figure some of the execution mistakes that he's made today will probably not happen down the road as he gains a little bit more of experience.
I'm playing this non-conference game in the first game of the season is beneficial to both teams. The thing is that you just hope you don't get any injuries, any injuries to the key ball players, and you learn from this and go on the rest of the year.
I don't know if we'll get this off. Just 2 seconds remaining, and now time expires here in the 3rd quarter of play. But Pemberton has added a couple of more on a 5-yard TD run by Melvin Arroyo and a 47-yard touchdown run by Dave Quaker. The score at the end of 3 quarters of play, Pemberton 27, ball 1st and 10 inside the Hornet 15-yard line. as we begin the fourth quarter. And, you know, George, we have been talking a little bit with a score like this that maybe the ball game is well in hand, and it is in hand. I've seen stranger things happen, and it's possible for a team to put 4 scores in a quarter, and Vineland has a good chance to start off the fourth with 1 here. 1st and 10 inside the 15. Viso drops back. The delay read nicely that time as Bob Cephas just stayed at home and picked up Kevin Hart.
Well, there wasn't too much deception on that play. The delay was, the ball was out for everybody to see, and Cephas just coming right back in. He could see the whole thing in front of him and was able to stop Hart before he could get started.
Now here again, when Vineland has an opportunity to get close, the execution hasn't been very good. That play was not well executed, and all of a sudden they lose 4. 2nd and 14. Baxton and I. 2 wideouts to the left. Viso runs that way. Cephas picks up the quarterback, but he pitches it to Kevin Hart, and Hart lucky enough to pick up 4 yards. Viso was caught behind the line of scrimmage by Cephas that time.
Yeah, no one touched Hubble. No one touched Hubble at all. Number 43, you'll see him come right through. He's blitzing, and he's got the quarterback, but just before he goes down, nice pill. I'll tell you what, for a first-year quarterback, Viso's doing a tremendous job. He's 8 for 14 unofficially. I have him in passing, and he's handled the option quite well.
3rd down, about 11 now for the Clan, and for the pickup of about 3 for Hart. Viso will look to throw, looking for Crescenzi. He is down, and that ball will be overthrown and out of bounds. Maybe a good decision there by Viso to make sure at least the ball wasn't intercepted, and he threw it out of the range, and we'll have another big 4th down.
Again, there was 3 green shirts around him. There was Billy Paul and Robert Cephas and number 70 for Pemberton.
So here we go again. Vineland with their 4th down conversion opportunity. They are 0-4-3, all coming in the first half. Here it'll be 4th down and 11, so we're not talking about 4th and short. Although they've got good field position, they need 11 yards for the first down. Have to get inside the 5. Back in motion is Buckaloo. And here's the throw by Viso to the end zone. Crescenzo can't get it, and the Hornets will take over on downs. Oh, brother, Vineland has really had problems, George. When they have been knocking on the door, they have not been able to execute.
Yeah, and that's a shame, really. Again, it's just almost, as far as I'm concerned, a carbon copy of last year's game when they moved the ball, and then made a couple crucial mistakes and were unable to take the ball in for a score. Outside of those two fumbles by Viso, one fumble and that misguided pass, I think he's played well.
Looked like confusion again on that play, but coming up with the football for Pemberton was the fullback Darnell Crane. Crane just goes right on forward for about 2.5 yards. He's 2nd and 8.
I'll tell you, Vineland has kept Darnell Crane pretty well controlled the entire afternoon.
Well, they talked about holding the guns down. Crane and Smith, they got one half of that game plan down pretty good, as Crane has been pretty well stuffed out. Smith, on the other hand, has really hurt the Clan, catching 2 TD passes in the first half. It gave the Hornets a 13-0 lead. Lester Goffney now into the ball game. Goffney tiptoes straight ahead, picks up maybe 3 or 4. Hornets, George, trying to use a little ball control here, trying to run the clock down. 9:33 to play here in the second half. 9:33 left in the ball game.
Well, as you said, this is one of the only game in town, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So you look across the way, and you see about every coach in the conference is here to scout them. So why show them too much at this stage?
Foster will pass here, and that ball nearly picked off by Vineland's number 64, the linebacker, Jamie Lapsley. Lapsley was right there covering Arroyo on the play, and Arroyo couldn't come up with a catch, so the Hornets will have to punt.
3 to 4 yards to go for the first down.
Pemberton has only punted twice today. One of them for about 36 yards, the other one just 15. Hornets will try to get off a good one here as Foster will be standing back near his 5-yard line. 9:08 to play, 27-0. Pemberton Township leads it in the home opener and the opener of the season for both these clubs. 4th down and 4.
Vineland could have excellent field position again, Jack.
Foster doesn't get it all, end over end, and it is down there by Pegram at the 44-yard line. So not a bad kick considering.
46-yard line.
There's a
38-yard punt.
well, there's a flag on the play. A flag over on the far side over there, so we're waiting to see what the call is.
Well, we'll wait to hear from official Steve Eckert. And let's see if it's a flag against Vineland. That'll give Pemberton a 1st down, won't it, George? It's only 4th and 4. Here's the call.
We have a hold on the white.
That'll be a 1st down.
What I'm trying to recall, has Pemberton been penalized today?
Boy, I'll tell you what, if they have, I don't remember. Yeah.
Hold, white, 1st down, green.
You heard the call. Yes, George, they were penalized on the 2-point conversion 2 times in a row, but in an offensive series and set, no, they have not been. So the Hornets, you know, despite the turnover, only won today, which did not hurt them, have played pretty good football. I mean, they've been disciplined, and they have not made many mistakes. One of the key ingredients, said Coach Bill McDowell, if you're with us in our pregame show. So the mistake gives the Hornets a 1st down. Now, wait a minute. Officials again calling for timeout. No, Vineland going to call a timeout with 8:38 to play. 27-0, the Hornets lead it. I want to remind you folks who are watching us as usual on cable channel 15 here in Pemberton Township and on channel 51 on the Fort Dix military installation. We'll be coming to you with a full lineup of programs beginning next week. All the fall sports, soccer, field hockey, girls soccer, along with football coming to you. And then shortly, in just a little bit, we'll be adding some of your favorite shows. Our homework hotline program coming to you in a few weeks from now on Wednesday night. Coach's Corner, our football call-in show with Coach Bill McDowell. A privilege of mine to be able to host that. We'll be coming to you. Our first show will be on the 27th of this month. We'd invite you to join us. And then, of course, ask the administrators. And all the programs will be coming your way very shortly. We would advise you to check the Channel 15 scroll for those programs in your area, for those viewers who are watching us on Channel 15.
Coach Piantrosi went out there basically to discuss what you and I were talking about Pemberton not being penalized. He talked to the official. He didn't talk to his ball players until just a few seconds to go into timeout. But he specifically talked to the officials and want to know what's going on.
Well, so far, it has been kind of one-sided, at least the calls have been. 1st and 10 for the Hornets as they start anew. Crane, the fullback with the ball, picks up about 8 on the play. Jim Walters, the linebacker, had to drag him down from behind, and Crane is injured on the play as he stays on the ground.
Yeah, he got hit quite well by that defensive back, but if that continues the rest of the year, I know that the defensive backs are going to come out second best.
Yeah, Crane, a big kid. Darnell weighing in at 5'9", his height than 200 pounds.
This is another quick opener right there, quick pop, and he comes right off the block and downfield for 8 yards.
Walters put the big hit on him, just put the helmet down and hit him right in the chest. And may have just knocked the wind out of him. We'll have to hope maybe that's all it is. And Crane looks like he's going to be able to leave on his own power. Darnell Crane, the junior. And, George, I'd have to say that because he had the opportunity to start last year, I think we're already seeing that giving him the nod as a sophomore is paying off. He's running the ball, and he looks like he's got the experience to know exactly what to do with it.
Plus the confidence, which is extremely so much important.
After the 9 yards picked up by Crane, it's 2nd and 1. Smith wide to the left, Longacre wide to the right. The pitch To number 36, Derek Gould. Gould gets outside, and Gould will get all the way inside. They say he stepped out of bounds. No, he was inside the 40-yard line at the 38. Another good pickup that time by Derek Gould. Gould hasn't run it that much, but I tell you, when he's run the ball, he's had some big gains today.
Well, he's had excellent blocking out in front of him. You'll see Melvin Arroyo come and hit the block well, and then he cuts in and keeps his feet extremely well, goes down the sidelines for a 20-yard gain.
Unofficially, we've got Gould for near 60 yards. Here again, the pitch to Derek. And Derek Gould hits the sideline. They say this time he did step out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
Actually, that time they ran to the short side of the field again, and good blocking up front, and Gould was able to take it down for about 5 yards.
Dave Ravitz, the guard. I say the guard, the defensive tackle coming over to make the play. 7:50 remaining in the ball game. 27-0 Hornets, and Pemberton driving again. Gould this time just straight up the middle. The junior running back with about 2 yards on that play.
2 to 3 yards on the play.
It'll be about 3rd and 3.
34-yard line, only 3rd and about 3 to go for the first half.
Not much of a hole that time, but he was still able to get a couple yards.
Foster looks it over. Long count for the Hornets this time. Pemberton using the clock. Nobody moves, and Foster keeps the ball. Tries to get outside. Good defensive play that time by Jamie Lapsley. Linebacker stepped up nicely that time, George, to seal off any kind of opportunity that Foster may have had.
I don't know what Foster saw, but if he audibled, he'd... that was a poor choice because Vineland was looking for the pitch outside.
4th and very short, maybe less than a yard for the Hornets. This is a big play for Pemberton if they want to continue to run out the clock. 6:30 remaining here in the 4th. Straight ahead to Derek Gould, who's got a big hole. Gould picks up about 11 yards on the play, and he's down at about the 30-yard line. I think that time they may have been biting the fullback, and they instead went to the running back.
Yep, it was his second man through, and nice cutback by Derek. Now you'll see a nice cutback here. He cuts right back. Nice hole, big hole. Drive a tank through, and he was able to get the first down. I'll tell you truthfully, Jack, I think the Vineland defense has been out there a long time, and they're getting tired.
Well, with a lot of players going both ways, you could understand it. Gould again, he'll be tired if he keeps carrying the ball every time. And that time, Gould fights his way for a couple of yards.
Yeah, number 22, Dwayne Price played that play extremely well and stopped Derek from...
38 to play, and the Hornets, for some reason, are going to call a timeout. I don't know whether there's a mix-up getting the play in or not, but Pemberton signals for a timeout. I believe that's their second timeout, so they have one left.
Yeah, Derek Foster has come over to the sidelines to talk to Coach McDowell. Defensive coach from Vineland has gone out to talk to his ball club. Right now, you're looking at the offensive huddle of the Pemberton Hornets. We'll see what Coach McDowell comes up with. Now he's talking with Coach Spittle up in the up on a roof above us, and they're discussing what kind of play they're going to make. Yeah, it's raining there. You can see the umbrellas. Of course, that man was holding that umbrella, needed that big an umbrella, because that's the only way it could keep him from getting wet. That happened to be Jack Hibbert's father, standing down on the sidelines here at every ball game, and the biggest supporter that this school has ever had.
Second down and 6 now for Pemberton Township. Ball on the 17-yard line after the timeout. Foster gives to Crane, who's got a lot of room. He tries to beat the man, now fumbles the ball, picked up by Jay Pearson. Pearson picks it up and goes out of bounds. I called it Pearson. How about Melvin Arroyo?
Yeah, Melvin Arroyo.
Because I'll tell you what, Jay Pearson doesn't have that much speed.
No, that was...
All of a sudden, after I called it Pearson 77, I said, my, is he quick for a lineman? And then you had to look and see Melvin Arroyo.
You'll see the replay, and this is a play that Mac's going to have to put into his playbook because Darnell gets hit. Good hit. Melvin Arroyo, following the play, will pick it up and go down for the first down. Mac's got to put that into his playbook. He just can't forget that one.
Melvin, my apologies to you. First down and goal for the Hornets. Ball on the 7-yard line as Pemberton has really played a good second half. Here's a pitch, and that pitch looked like it may have been in front of him. That was almost an illegal forward lateral.
No. It's still a pass.
That's right. It'd be a shovel pass.
It's a shovel pass.
Right. It would be a shovel pass. Coming from the quarterback, of course, so that'll go as a pass for Derek Foster. Hornets pick up about a yard on that play. It'll be 2nd and 6. 2nd and goal from the 6. 4:55 remaining here in the ball game. Hornets already with a big 27-0 lead. Looking for more points here. Foster, the pitch to Melvin Arroyo. Arroyo's got a hole, gets down near the goal line, maybe down to about the 1-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and goal from about the 1.
You know, in the first half there, Melvin Arroyo was the major ball carrier for the Pemberton Hornets, and this is only the 2nd carry for him in the second half.
Well, the Hornets have mixed up. I think when you look at the stats overall, they will have really divided the carries up as far as running very well today. Every runner has run somewhere an average of about 8 or 9 times apiece, and they really spread the offensive game around. And, of course, the 2 TDs by Smith. Here's Derek Gould trying to leap over the top, but he had to make a little larger leap than that. He gets dragged down from behind. Good defensive penetration that time by the defensive line of Vineland.
I'll tell you what I'd like to see right now is I'd like to see the same fake right up the middle and then let Derek Foster roll around the end and naked bootleg into the end zone.
Or how about a little play action alley-oop? Worked once. We'll see. Smith is to the right. Here's Foster with the ball. He looks through the hole. He's got blocking, and he takes it in for the score. Derek Foster, his first touchdown of the 1988 season, and the beat goes on for the Pemberton Hornets.
Well, I think it's just a matter of fact that Vineland defense has been out there now. Again, you'll see now that there's very little pursuit on the part of Vineland. Good blocking, but look at the hole. A big hole. And those ball players at Vineland defensive.
Nothing. Extra point attempt coming up now for Pemberton. Setting up for the 1-point kick. That is up, and that is good. So with 3:31 remaining here in the ball game, the Pemberton Township Hornets 34. The Vineland Clan nothing.
You know, Jack, in the ball game, Pemberton's run off about 46 plays. That's a lot of plays for any team, for pros or college, especially high school. 46 plays, that means that you've had the ball for a long, long, long time. But people don't realize that Vineland was in this ball game in the first half.
Absolutely.
And I honestly believe that what broke their back was a touchdown with 3 seconds to go in the first half.
Just to recap it for you, there was no scoring in the first quarter at all. In fact, the first points of this ball game didn't come until about 3.5 minutes into the second quarter. At 8:39 to go in that second, 61-yard touchdown pass to Irv Smith. Then with 3 seconds left, as George alluded to, Smith caught another one for 5 yards and a TD, and the Hornets took a 13-0 lead into the locker room. The mistakes are really what killed Vineland in this ball game, and that they occurred in the third quarter primarily. With 8:12 remaining, Arroyo capped off a drive that only went 33 yards after the quarterback of Vineland, Viso, fumbled the ball. He scored. And then with 3:30 remaining in the third, it was David Quaker picking off a pitch from Chris Viso, running 47 yards and a touchdown. And, of course, you just saw the touchdown by Foster, and that sums up the scoring for the afternoon. We've got flags on the kickoff, and it'll probably be offside against Pemberton.
Well, you know, unofficially, I have Vineland running out as many plays as Pemberton did.
That goes to show you that it simply came down to execution. You know, one of the big stories, and you won't find this probably in a stat sheet anywhere, but unless you look very closely, Vineland had 4 fourth-down opportunities in good field position, but they were not able to cash in on today. And, you know, you cash in on even 1 or 2 of those, and you may have a couple of touchdowns. Instead, they've got goose eggs on the board. Foster will try it again. Derek Foster now kicking off. And not a very good kick as the ball is fielded at the 30-yard line. And Crescenzi, who fielded the ball, stepped out of bounds. He probably should have let that one go.
Well, that's the kind of day they've had. That's the kind of day they've had. You can understand now, because here's a boy right here, Crescenzi, who has made 6 catches this afternoon and runs a good pattern, good hands. And there he is. He takes the ball and then steps his foot on the out of bounds.
3:30 remaining. Second team defense in now for Pemberton Township with a 34-0 lead. Complete wholesale change in there. Viso still the quarterback for Vineland. Goes the opposite way, and his receiver, the intended receiver, number 23, Bill Hicks, just slipped and fell right down. You know, the field, George, we alluded to this at the beginning of the game, is probably in better shape than we've ever seen it. I don't think that's an underestimation or an over-exaggeration of what we've got here. As a matter of fact, the people who put the new scoreboard in were commenting that it's one of the best fields that they have seen anywhere. And they said, you know, Princeton University and places that they had put in. So I think it's a real credit to John Lucas, who maintains the grass here, and, of course, the people the maintenance crew that takes care of this field. But in that area, right where Hicks slipped, is a different kind of grass, and grass that John said he's trying to get rid of badly, and it just doesn't have the same footing. Here's the home run throw to Crescenzi. Good defense back there that time by Lester Goffney and Richard Gross, but they collided together. The ball popped up. Crescenzi almost still came down with it.
Well, Jack, again, what you were talking about, if you look at that area right now where the ball is, there's already divots out there. Right. It's already being torn up.
That's exactly where we're talking about.
Yeah, and that's exactly where Hicks lost his footing.
It's just a different type of grass, almost like a Bermuda-type grass that was probably mixed in with the original sod when they got it. And that's the problem with it, though, too, George, is that it rips so easily. And that's one of the reasons they want to get it out of here. It's just not very hardy. 3:20, clock stopped to go here in the ball game. Viso again will look to pass on 3rd down and 10. Outside and in the flat, they were looking that time for number 32, Jim Walters. There's a flag thrown on the play, and I can't figure out why, because it didn't look like anybody was around the receiver.
Well, he's going to call pass interference. Oh, no, it's illegal receiver downfield.
Yeah, because it didn't look to me like Walters was interfered with. It didn't look like any of the Pemberton defenders were that close to him. In fact, had the ball been on the money, it probably would have been a complete pass, but Viso just wasn't able to get it to him. We'll get the official call in just a moment. Hope you've enjoyed the referee's microphone. Here comes the call.
Illegal receiver, White. 3rd down.
3rd down again.
A little added feature here at Channel 15 this year. And, of course, the crowd also getting an opportunity to enjoy that as it's being broadcast over the PA system as well.
The coaches, Vineland coaches, are completely disenchanted. Again, with these penalties. Again, we remarked, except for the 2 penalties on the extra point, Pemberton has not been penalized on regular series the entire ball game.
That's right. Neither offensively or defensively. So either they're playing very clean, or there's been some stuff let go. We won't comment any further.
Being a coach,
on that.
I refuse to comment. I stand on the 5th Amendment.
It's not fair. I can't. You know, I have to go back a long time to remember the last time Pemberton played a ball game without being penalized. We haven't had too many go this way. I'll tell you that.
Well, I think Mr. Bartello was about 1 year old when that happened, and
that was a long time ago.
And I think Pemberton was called the Cornhuskers then, weren't they?
Something like that.
Had orange and black uniforms and called the Cornhuskers.
Dick Bartello, for those fans that don't know, our faithful public address announcer here for more years than any of us would like to count or are probably able to count up to. 3:15 remaining here at Pemberton Township.
There's Coach McDowell on the sidelines there. He came after Bartella. Bartella started announcing with a megaphone here, Jack, and then they went to the
we finally had the
modern technology,
right?
yes.
Third down, about 15, as Viso will keep it, and he will be gang tackled there as he crosses the 30-yard line, and we may have a late hit, and maybe that could be a little bit of a makeup.
But it was a late hit. That's stupidity on the part of number 63.
Well, we'll get the call.
Personal foul, 72 Green, first down. 6-2 Green.
It was 63, really, Derek Grant, because McDowell just pulled him off the field.
Yeah, because there is no 62, so it had to be 63. Derek Grant being called for the late hit, and George, you saw that nicely and picked that up. Give the Clan a first down with 2:55 to go in the ball game. Buckaloo is free in the flat, and Viso finds his fullback receiver. Crosses midfield, picks up about 4 yards on the play. George, you know something too, that when Vineland was down 27-0 and they had the opportunity to move the ball, in fact did move the ball inside the Hornets' 20-yard line before failing on fourth down. We haven't seen a big play from Vineland all day long today. It's been that nickel and dime, the short pass, the 5-yard gain, the 6-yard gain. The big plays have come from the running backs who picked up, at times 15 yards. But somewhere along the line when you're down by such a big margin, I would think that you've got to come up with a big play. And, they were probably one big play away from getting themselves back in this ball. Here's a big one as they go down, and that ball is caught, I think, out of bounds. They'll rule that the catch was out of bounds, and I think it's going to be offensive interference as Rich Gross was buried down there by the intended receiver, Bob Haydick. Let's see what the call is. Yeah, no doubt about it, George. I think that, here's the call.
Offensive pass interference, number 11.
What's the captain?
Captain of the green?
Well, he did. He just pushed him down completely, and then he made the catch.
Yeah, I don't know if we get another look at that, but Haydick, a classic example of what they call pushing off. Down to 2 minutes and 5 seconds to play on the ball game. Hornets have enjoyed a sleeper in their first one, lead it 34-0. Take a look at the offensive interference.
So you see this now. Nice block there. Poole was putting pressure. Now come down. Now we'll see it now. You don't see it.
Offensive pass interference. Lost it down. White. Third down.
Well, you heard the call again coming from official Steve Egbert. This year a loss of down on offensive interference. So it'll be third down, and we'll call it about 23 or 4 to go. Timeout called by Vineland. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to play. Pemberton sitting on a 34-0 lead.
It's time for Pemberton to use those second-team defensive ball players to get some playing time in, some valuable experience in case there are any injuries with the first team. But Coach McDowell doesn't want them to get involved in the mistakes that Vineland was involved in today, and Coach McDowell says if you're going to play, then no mistakes if you want to play. And show me that you want to play the ball game.
A look at part of the opening day crowd here at Pemberton. Not as many people showed up for this contest as I thought would be here, being the only game in town. But nonetheless, a pretty good crowd here at Pemberton for game number 1. Non-league contest, maybe not a lot of interest in that, but we really thought, despite the 34-0 score, that this would be a good ball game. Vineland with an experienced team, a group of seniors. Pemberton coming off a good year last year. We kind of figured you'd have to coin toss this baby, and it turns out to be quite the opposite. Visa with a straight back drop, and he's pressured there by Llewellyn Graham, who comes up with a sack. Lou Graham, his first sack of the year, and I think the first sack today by the Hornets.
Yeah, well, it's that time of the ball game where you just tee off, and you know that he's going to pass the ball, and you're just going to send those people in and see what they can do.
So Vineland will have to punt here. 4th down and a ton, about 35, maybe 40 yards.
It'll be interesting to see what happens next week, Jack, when we play Holy Cross, to see what kind of crowd comes out for the game next week.
There's a punt. Again, great hang time as it's straight up in the air. Quaker will fair catch it at the 40-yard line. That is only an 18-yard punt by Haydick, and Pemberton will take over there. Their complete second offense now in the ball game with 1:22 left, and I think it'll be just handoff and run the clock down as the Hornets try to wrap this one up. Yeah, Pemberton has Holy Cross home next week in another home ball game. By the way, the Hornets are enjoying 6 home contests out of 9 this year. Just one of those years that non-league games happen to be there, and then, of course, the alternate years with the league teams. Holy Cross will be here next Saturday at 1:30. Vineland will face Atlantic City in their first home opener at Vineland next Saturday. Ball carrier running for the second team offense for Pemberton is number 31, Jermaine Plant, and Plant runs the ball pretty effectively there as he gets down for about 15 yards, but maybe one of the reasons he ran so effectively is he got a little help. We've got a flag on the play. Initial call looks like a clip